Hello everybody, I will start my today another live coding session. So today I solve this question, move zeros. Given an integer in nums, move all zeros to the end of it while maintaining the relative order of non-zero elements. Note that you must do this in place without making a copy of the array. Okay. So let me clarify my understanding first. So in this question, I'm given an integer in nums. And I don't return anything. But as the side effect, mutate this nums array. So this is interface. Yeah. For example, like if I'm given, say, 0, 0, 1, 2, then I have to move all zeros to the end. It should be like this. Yep. And as I can see, 1, 2 order is sustained. Yep. And I don't return anything. Good. So as a constraint, what I'm wondering is the length of this nums array. Yep, I think it doesn't matter that much because if the array is empty, I just have to return 3. I don't do anything. But here I can find that there is at least one element. Yeah. Aside from that, the constraint I'm wondering is, yeah, I think this is the only constraint it matters. At this moment, I don't think it doesn't matter if it should include negative number or not, or it can be integer or maybe decimal numbers. I think it doesn't matter. So for now, I've understood the constraint that, yeah. And I think this is enough. Okay. So let me think of the algorithm. So I think the kind of brute force approach I can use is create the array, non-zero array, and iterate the given nums array. And if every time I find the non-zero value, I put it into this array. Yep. And in the end, because I have the number like 1, 2, -1, 3 as this non-zero nums array, I copy it into the given array in the end. And also build zeros on the remaining spots. Yeah, so this is it. But in this case, the time complexity is O of n, because creating this non-zero nums array, takes up to O of n time, assuming that there are n element in this array, in the given array, because if all the numbers are not 0, I put all the numbers in this array. And after that, copying this obviously takes up to O of n, and also filling zeros. In total, copying and filling zeros. In total, I put n numbers into the given array. It should be O of n. And for space complexity, because I need non-zero nums array, it should be O of n. But I will try to optimize this, especially space complexity, because time complexity, I think this can't be done better than this, because I have to at least check each number at least once. So I think the best achievable time complexity should be O of n. So yeah, That's it. But for space complexity, I'm pretty sure this can be optimized to O of 1 constant. So let me show how I can do it. So I use 2 pointers, like writer and reader. And I traverse this reader pointer, and every time I find non-zero value, I put it on writer position like this. Then I move writer position because this writer position is already filtered with non-zero value. Yep. So this is true in the case this is say -1. In this case, I find -1, which is not 0, and put it onto writer position. So there's no change on this position. Let me change it like this. Yeah. So writer is moved, and now reader moves. In this case, reader is pointing to 0 value, so I just ignore. And I find non-zero here, 2. So I put 2 here. Then writer should be moved. And after that, reader moves, but it's 0, so just ignore and keep going, and it's the end of the array. So what I can do from here is, in the end, various zeros from the eventual writer position. Yeah. So this becomes 0, and this becomes 0. Yes, it's already 0. Yeah, in this way. Okay, so in this way, the time complexity should be O of n, because reader and writer moves exactly n steps. Writer moves at max n steps. So in total, there should be O of n steps. And for each, I just have to do, kind of substitution on the array, which takes O of 1 time, and just like moving the writer position. Yeah. Oh, this is actually moving the writer. So I've already talked about it. But basically, aside from moving the pointers, all the operations are constant time. So in total, it should be O of n time complexity. And for space complexity, it should be O of 1 now. I don't use any non-constant data structure. So it should be O of 1, constant. Okay, that being said, I start the coding. If this position is not 0, and moves the writer position. Yeah, that's it. And in the end, from here, I do line 32. So like this. Okay, so this is it. Okay, let me quickly write on my code. Let me try with this case. So writer begins with 0. Oh, by the way, I'm expecting that it should become 0, 1, 2. Sorry, 1, 2, 0. So writer begins with 0, and reader begins with 0 in the for loop in line 47, and in line 48, num's reader is not 0 in this case. So num's writer position is num's r, so this should be 1, not updated actually, and moves the writer position. And I come back to line 47, and the reader is moved now here, and num's r is now 0. So I just ignore and writer moves forward. Then now when R is 2, num's R is now 2, which is not 0. So num's writer is updated with num's reader, which is 2, like this. Then writer should be moved 1. Yep. And after that, actually this is the end of the for loop. And I go to line 52, and from 0 until length nums, which is 3. So no, writer is now actually 2. So range 2 to 3, so I should be only 2. Oh, and now nums I, which is 2, becomes 0. And that's the end. Okay, completely as expected, so I passed this test case. Great. Okay, that being said, I covered all the lines on my implementation, so let me submit. Good. Okay, accepted. Great. So that being said, I've quickly wrap up. So in this question, I was given an integer in nums, and my task was to move all zeros to the end of it and move non-zero values to the head. Start of the given array. And in this question, I mutate the array and I don't return anything. So in my optimized approach, I use the 2 pointers, writer and reader, and basically reader moves. And if a reader finds non-zero value, it put that value onto the writer position and moves the writer. And after that, reader keeps going. Yep. And after doing this, from the eventual writer position, I put 0 to each cell before that writer position in the given array. So yeah, in this way, I can solve this question with linear time complexity and constant base complexity. Okay, that being said, I finished my today's coding practice. Thank you so much. Bye.